Police are increasing their security in Jessamine County schools after a threat was made against students and staff.
An overnight fire shuts down Lexington's government center. I'll tell you why city officials say this highlights the need to find a new building.
Today looks pretty good, nice and dry, but after today, things really start to pick on up. We're looking at possible flooding issues as we head through Wednesday off into Thursday, and even some snow along with that too. I'll show you the latest forecast coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
And good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Barbara Bailey.
And I'm Bill Bryant. Here's what's happening at noon. Security is heightened today at a Central Kentucky school system due to a threat.
Jessamine County School Superintendent Kathy Fields says she received an email last night that threatened students and staff at East Jessamine High School. WKYT's Mark Barber is outside the school now with the latest on the investigation. It's our top story at noon.
The Jessamine County Superintendent says while she thinks the threat is a prank, she is still taking it very seriously. Police have increased their presence at each school because they say what matters most is the safety of students. Superintendent Kathy Fields isn't releasing the details of the threatening message, but she is saying she received a generic email threatening the safety of students and staff at East Jessamine High School around 10:30 last night. The superintendent tells us she immediately contacted the police department.
We are providing extra security. We do have extra officers in each one of the schools, just as a precautionary thing.
Officer Kevin Grimes says they are patrolling hallways, offices, and parking lots. Parents who don't feel comfortable sending their children to class won't be penalized for keeping them home. The superintendent says they only need to submit a note for the day to get the absence excused. A mother who doesn't want to talk on camera tells us she sent her son to school because she thinks the threat is full of empty words.
I do take it serious, but a lot of times these are just young kids that are wanting to cause a little bit of a ruckus, and I don't see the need for him to miss a day of school over it.
Investigators say they are trying to trace the IP address from the email to find the person who wrote the threat. The superintendent says if and when they find that person, they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. In Jessamine County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. An automated phone call went out this morning notifying parents about the threat. The superintendent tells us this is the first threat that has been made against a school in the 2 years she's been over the school district.
A late-night electrical fire knocked out power to a parking garage in downtown Lexington, and it forced it to close for the day. A short spark to the fire in the garage right behind the government center building around 11:30 last night, and the whole center's had to be closed down. WKYT's Sean Moody has a look at the damage inside this historic building. Sean?
City officials say security workers noticed sparking inside the garage on surveillance cameras. They say quick action by those workers prevented this from being a whole lot worse. Around 11:30 last night, those workers called for help. When firefighters got here, they say they found insulation around some electrical cables, as well as some netting was burning. They had to get KU workers to shut down power to the government center and parking garage building before they could get the fire out. City officials say because those workers happened to notice those sparks on camera, its outcome wasn't as bad as it could have been.
It could have engulfed the building, yes.
The flames didn't damage the building. Firefighters worked overnight to ventilate smoke out of the offices. Now, the government center is closed today until electrical contractors get repair work done.
Number one goal at this point is to restore the power.
Jamshid Bardaran says tough weather conditions combined with the age of the building are partly to blame.
The severe weather situations we've had and the length of time that it's been sustaining with very low temperatures, it's like any other older building or even an older house. It's after a while it takes its toll.
He says the government center building is about 90 years old and was designed to be a hotel. He said this highlights the need to find a new location.
It's like a body that's 100 years old. I mean, you can put a new heart in it, but then your veins and your muscles and the rest of the system, it's pretty taxed.
Now, until power is restored, we're told the mayor and some other city officials will be working out of other offices here in the downtown area. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
John, thank you. An official said that they cannot turn all of the power back on at once because that would be too much stress on the system. They blow things. They're hoping to have the power back on by sometime this afternoon. Well, the Lexington Police Department is the only police agency in the Commonwealth to have a sexual assault nurse examiner on staff. The SANE program works out of an office at the University of Kentucky Hospital's emergency department. And Director Anita Capillo started that program 15 years ago. And now they help between 85 and 100 sexual assault cases a year. Capillo and her team are the ones to first examine a sexual assault victim and collect evidence for possible prosecution.
It's really important for them to feel safe and secure when they get here because everything that's happened to them up to that point has been pretty chaotic.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, the SANE director talks with us about how the program works and what haunts her to this day.
Today marks 3 years since one of the most violent severe weather outbreaks in Kentucky's history. 18 tornadoes touched down across the state on March 2nd, 2012. One of the hardest hit areas was Morgan County. WKYT's Mike Linden is in West Liberty now with more on how folks there are marking this somber anniversary.
March 2nd, 2012 is a day that many Kentuckians won't forget, especially those that live in West Liberty. The day in which an EF3 tornado rolled through the county, destroying West Liberty Elementary School. Just after 5:30 on March 2nd, 2012, a tornado was spotted in Menifee County. The 1-mile-wide column of violently rotating air eventually made its way into Morgan County just before 6 that night. The EF3 tornado destroyed West Liberty Elementary School as winds reached approximately 140 miles per hour. 6 people died in Morgan County that day. Let alone Kentucky, March 2nd was one of the most historic tornado outbreaks in the history of the United States, featuring 95 total tornado reports amongst 10 states. In West Liberty, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Now another EF3 tornado with winds at 160 miles per hour touched down in Macouphin County about an hour later. It was the first recorded EF3 tornado in Macouphin County history. This is Severe Weather Awareness Month in Kentucky. Governor Steve Beshear is encouraging families to update and practice emergency tornado plans. A statewide tornado safety drill set for tomorrow morning has been postponed until Tuesday, March 10th due to the risk of high impact weather. Peak tornado season is in May.
Well, and here's a little clue as to why maybe that's being postponed. It's going to be a wild week for weather here in the Bluegrass. Today will be the calm before the storm, and we'll stay dry, a mix of sun and clouds today. Tomorrow things could get going, though, with heavy rain and then maybe some snow moving in, and it looks like we have an update on that just in. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live now in our First Alert Weather Center with an early look at the forecast.
Yeah, you guys looked over, you see me take a deep breath and just go, man, here we go again. I mean, just as we start to get some things, a little bit of progress going through this week, nice mild air on the way and kind of melt away that snow. We're going to have another shot at possibly significant snow event as we head toward midweek. Out there right now, it looks really good. We're there in the low to mid 30s. We even have some upper 30s down south, as we talked about this morning. Down south, you guys could finish off maybe around 40 degrees, and the rest of us mid to upper 30s. Now, here's the deal. We go through as you're planning ahead. Staying dry the rest of the afternoon, off into the evening is just fine. Once again, in the 30s for most. But it's that focus of the forecast. It's going to be a wild ride. We'll have Wednesday morning starting off with possibility of some thunder, and then we hit the afternoon and off into the evening when it kicks back up. We're looking at significant snow with this system, as now the models are in good agreement on placement and also totals. I'll show you what that new weather data shows coming up.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Another winter storm dropped snow in cities up and down the East Coast overnight. As Don Champion reports, one city is close to breaking records for the snowiest winter ever.
The roof of a barn collapsed this morning in Norwell, Massachusetts, trapping several horses inside. First responders eventually rescued all of the horses. Some had minor injuries. The latest storm to hit the Northeast dropped even more snow on Boston. The city is just 3.6 inches away from breaking the record for the snowiest winter in history.
I do have to put plywood over my windows because the snow is up to the roof, and I'm afraid it's going to crash through the window.
In the New York City area Sunday, 5 inches of snow made travel tricky, setting the stage for icy conditions for the start of the work week.
I wish I could move to Florida.
To the south, near Raleigh, North Carolina, black ice caused at least a dozen cars to spin out and pile up. One place that could use the snow, Alaska, where barren ground has forced another change to the location of the starting line for the Iditarod sled dog race. Don Champion, CBS News, New York.
Well, several places in the Northeast, like New York City and Portland, Maine, had their coldest Februaries on record. And it's been a little tough around here as well.
It has been all over the place.
Yeah, it
Crazy.
got here late, but it sure has been ferocious here lately. All right, back in Kentucky, Louisville Slugger could be changing ownership.
Bloomberg Business reports that Louisville Slugger's parent company is exploring a sale. The family-owned business would likely be valued at a little under $100 million. Louisville Slugger has been in business since 1894, with 60% of Major League Baseball players using the bat.
Good to have you with us on WKYT News at noon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is in Washington, preparing to address a rare joint meeting of Congress tomorrow.
Find out why his visit is causing tension between lawmakers and the president. Next on Kentucky's #1 midday news.
Also ahead, Lady Gaga and Vince Vaughn took the plunge in Chicago this weekend. A different kind of plunge. We'll have more on their frigid dip for charity. Coming up on WKYT News at noon.